I'm Chicano, and this is Paradise. Today's story is about Modok. Modok, a known rider in LA, used to get up everywhere. But before he was known, he was in a crew called AI, All Insane. They were riders, but they were our enemy. And we punked Modok to the point where we made him get out of AI. So he quit his crew because of the pressure we were putting on him. And the way it goes is, the homie Pooh, he was from a crew called C&E. And C&E had beef with AI, hardcore beef, goes way back. And so the homie Pooh would hit up my crew in C&E and cross out Modok and AI. And so Modok wouldn't dare cross up. I mean, he wasn't the type of dude that was into the banging part of mobbing. He was more into the art, and we were the opposite. We didn't really care about the art. We would just like to fuck shit up, and we like to put in work. So we had that gang LA mentality, and he was the recipient of that mentality. He took the brunt of our abuse in regards to AI, because he lived in our neighborhood and AIs were in another neighborhood. So he knew that that was a problem, especially when he developed beef with my crew. And we would hang out because I knew where he lived. You know, I mean, I went to he was a classmate of mine, so I knew where he lived. I wouldn't say we grew up together, but we grew up in the same neighborhood. But he was a classmate of mine, so I knew who he was. And so I told the homie Pooh, I was like, hey man, I know where this fool lives. He lived right there on Union between Olympic and 11th. So he's like, oh shit, it's on, let's go. And so we went, and what we would do is we would just kick it outside. We kick it outside his house, smoke weed, you know, drink 40 ounces and talk shit to him, you know. We'd call him the B word. Hey, what's up, bitch? Get out of here. You know, come out of here, you punk, you know, scary motherfucker, all this. You know, coward, we're gonna be here all day. The dude would open his window and close it. You know, and be like, oh, we saw you, you know, just talking smack. That's what we would do. And we kick it there all day. So if the homie has something to do, or not the homie, if Modok has something to do, he wouldn't do it that day because we'd be there chilling. And so his mom came out a couple times. She said, "Lárguense de aquí, you know, váyanse de aquí, get the F out of here." And so it progressed because the dude kept mobbing. So it progressed, and you know, we had to send more stern messages to the dude. So what we did is we started bombing his pad. We started vandalizing his house. He lived in a white Victorian home. We'd take the spray cans, we had black spray cans, just bomb it all up. I'm talking about the front door, the porch, everywhere, the back, the parking, everywhere, his whole house. We bomb it up. And now you may think like, hey, that's messed up, that's crossing the line, you know. Well, not in LA, not during the 90s. War was war, beef was beef. And it was fun for us, you know. That's how it was for city kids. It was fun for us, you know. We enjoyed doing that. And do I regret it now? I would say that I wish I wouldn't have lived that whole experience. If I had a choice, I wish I wouldn't have lived it. But it made me the man that I am today. Having to go through all that made me want something more, made me want something better, especially how I seen how the homies ended up. You know, the homies ended up, some are winos, which are drunks on the street begging for money. Others cracked out, you know, with all the crackhead signs, the twitching, all that. Some dead, others in prison, you know. And the PTSD messes with me till this day, and I will get more into that as to why I have PTSD, because video is about that, how we punked Modok out of AI, then after he got into some other crew, you know. But this was the type of terrorism that would happen in LA, you know. And I would say that me and my crew, we were always on the offensive. You know, my belief is that a strong offense is the best defense. So whenever we had beef, we'd go handle it right away. And so in the back of my mind, I kept thinking, man, when is this gonna come back and when is karma gonna come back and do his thing? This is it. Because I believe that if you guys see that someone, a piece of shit like me, growing up, I was a POS because of all the things that I did. You know, I was bad. I hurt people. You know, I hurt society. And a lot of people in the hood are like that. A lot of people, not just the hood, in barrios and everywhere, are like that, doing bad things. You know, and mostly I want to talk to you guys, because you guys don't need to be doing bad things. You know, you're not a bad person. As humans, we are innately good. And my hope is that my story can inspire you to do better, because my story is, life really affected me, guys. Life really affected me, man. There was times where I was deathly depressed, and I hope you guys know what that means, because, you know, I want it out. Because if you guys follow my Instagram and you've read my book, The Socioeconomic Jump, you know that I never stopped grinding for my dream. And it was 5 years past, 10 years past, 15 years past, and I'm like, at what point, God, at what point do things begin to turn? I'm tired of working. I'm tired of being paranoid, not sleeping, thinking that my past is gonna come back to haunt me. God, come on, help me out. I don't want to do this anymore. I was working 15-hour shifts, guys, for a company that was paying me really well. I was transporting things and moving things, and I was getting paid real well. So I was stressed out. I wouldn't sleep. You know, 15-hour days. Think about that. You barely have time to get home, shower, and eat. That's one of my jobs. I've worked every job that you can think of. Carl's Jr., car wash, UPS, massage therapist. I mean, the list goes on. You know, I've done a bunch of jobs, and I've worked 3 jobs at one point. I was a receptionist at 24-Hour Fitness, you know, and I was a massage therapist at the same time, and I was working the register at Carl's Jr. Think about that. That didn't last that long. I quit Carl's Jr. like in 2 weeks. That definitely was not for me. But the point is that, oh, look at this boat behind me. Pays off, guys. Having faith in Jesus, putting all your faith in Jesus pays off. I never stopped believing, even during the hard times. I never stopped believing. You know, I always had faith. I always remained strong. I always remained true. I always prayed. I always kept talking to Jesus. So I just hope that my stories can help put your life into perspective. Whatever you're going through, whatever it is, if you just finished from pulling out a needle in your arm, if you just finished, if you're on a 3-day run hitting the pookie, hey, stop that, number one. And you're not bad. Get those demons out of you. You know, when you hit the pookie, man, you're bringing those demons into your life. Vicious, sick, sadistic demons. So stop that, guys. Stop that. Keep praying. That's the number one thing. Because if you're moving forward and you hit the pookie, you put a needle in your arm, whatever, you're gonna take so many steps. It's not one step forward, 2 steps back. It's 1 step forward, a year back. Like, seriously, that's how bad it is, you know? So don't do that, number one. But more importantly, keep talking to Jesus and never lose faith. Never lose faith, because I wanted peace and tranquility so I can begin to heal from my PTSD. This is helping me heal from my PTSD. All the shit that I did in my youth, by talking to you guys about it, I'm healing from my PTSD. I genuinely am. This is becoming easier for me now. So I hope that my videos help you out. And Modok, if you're watching this, hey, sorry about terrorizing you and your mom. But that's all part of the PTSD that I talk about, you know. Life in the city, life in LA back in the 90s, you know, when mobbing was about banging too. So I apologize and hope you guys enjoyed this video. Keep God first, guys. Keep God first. I can't emphasize that enough. And whatever goal you have in mind, keep grinding for it. Because look, it took me damn near 20 years. Well, it was more than 20 years, to be honest. Done. You know, I still struggle with anxiety because of my PTSD. You know, I still want more out of life. Like, I'm not finished here. You know, this ain't it. I want to do more so that you guys can see my story of how God is helping me. Use your God-given ability to do what you have to do. Go to school, work 2 jobs, whatever, but always have a plan. Always strategize for the future. Don't get caught up in what's in front of you, because what's in front of you won't always be. Especially if you're a person like me that wants more out of life. I always wanted more out of life. I still do. You know, I'm an INTJ, so that's my personality type, Myers-Briggs, in case you guys want to find out what kind you are. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. More to be coming, and here you go. Here's a better look at paradise. No more gang violence. No more dodging bullets. Nothing but peace and tranquility now. Love you, Jesus, and I love you guys. Stay tuned for more.